Welcome to another Canvas chat. So we have a teacher here with us today, and I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, my name is Ryan Millhoff, and I am a 7th grade social studies teacher at Apex Friendship Middle School.
Thanks for joining us today, Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
So, I've taken a look at some of your courses, and you've got some really cool stuff going on. So if you were to give a new teacher advice on how to use Canvas or where to get started or some things that work really well for students, what kinds of things might you show them from your courses?
So one of the features I like about using Canvas is the discussion board. And so here is a photograph of Voltaire and a short passage with students to respond to the question. So it's a focused question. And normally without Canvas, I would have it posted in the classroom for students to respond to as part of the warm-up. But the great thing about Canvas is I can see everyone's response immediately. So when we start talking about it in class, even though only a few students will actually participate in the discussion, I can quickly do a check-in to make sure everybody understands what's going on and what they were thinking as we're doing the warm-up.
That's a great way to hear from everybody, to get all voices heard in classrooms.
And not missing anyone. Another example of using the discussion board is with an activity. Here the students are analyzing artwork. And so when they're analyzing artwork, they can post and see what other students are thinking as opposed to just being left out in the dark and not knowing what to do and getting stuck. It also allows them to do a self-check, like, oh, I am on track, or, oh, I'm off track. Let me take a look at this again.
Yeah, I love that it has the picture here as well as some of those expectations for what students are looking at right in the discussion. So you don't have to have things in multiple places. It groups it in one spot for you to collect all of that information and make the expectations clear.
Another example of using the discussion board is when I present notes. A lot of times I'll go over a slide or two, but by having a slide embedded in the discussion board, I can do a quick check-in. And so when I'm talking with the class, if I just ask a question to the class, I might get 1 or 2 students to respond, but this way I'm getting everyone to respond. And so even if I do a think, pair, share with the response, I'm not going to catch everyone's responses, even if I'm walking around the classroom, but the computer catches them. So even if I don't see what they wrote immediately, I can do a quick check as they start their independent work.
It's a great combination of both the in-person learning and the protocols that are happening in the discussion that's still happening in the classroom while allowing you to collect that information individually. Very smart. And you're working smarter and not harder by taking a slide that you've already used and just adding it as an image.
And I'm trying to take everything I've learned from virtual learning and bring it back to face-to-face.
Excellent. Thanks so much for joining us today and sharing some of these activities that you've used with students in your classroom. I'm sure that people will be able to gain inspiration from you and take these and translate them to their own subject areas. So thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.